Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Menopause Matters. It is an important that is affecting all of us for women over 40. We are battling it every single day, but does it has to be a battle or is there another way? I do find that knowledge is power. By understanding a little bit more about menopause, it will help you to navigate these challenges a lot easier. So today I have someone special to be on our show. Her name is Kylie Pinwill. I'm so excited to have such a beautiful expert with me. Kylie, thank you so much for coming out on our show today.
Thanks, Martha, for having me. Hi, everyone.
So please tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Kylie Pinwill. I'm a menopause and perimenopause nutritionist. I have the Hormone Hub podcast, and I've been working sort of in the menopause space for quite a number of years now. And I think I got into it when I started going through perimenopause, and I had no idea what was going on.
Oh, it is like even for me, I don't really understand the whole menopause phase. I just recently find out from wanting the group. It was like, oh, okay, this one is having for fashion. That one is not sleeping crazy. And I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe that is what I actually experiencing. So what are the different stages of like menopause? How do we know we're in it?
Yeah, and I think that's a really good question because at no point are we
Mm,
ever taught about perimenopause and menopause. Like we're sort of taught that menopause is something that happens to old ladies.
yeah,
Uh, not us because
yeah.
we're old. So, but perimenopause, if we think of it like a reverse puberty. So
Mm,
we didn't just wake up one day and we had boobs and our period. So
mm,
likewise, we don't just wake up one day and we've gone through menopause.
mm,
So if we work sort of backwards, so menopause is when we officially haven't had a period for a year. So,
mm.
so when you've gone a year, no period, you're officially in menopause. But the
Okay.
lead up to that can be sort of anywhere between, say, 2 to 10 years.
Mm.
Sorry to say. um, it can start for some women in their sort of mid to late 30s. Some women, it sort of starts in their 40s. It will be different for everyone. And, like no two women will have the same experience. And it's not necessarily horrible for everyone either. So, so I'll just sort of throw that out there. But there's sort of four kind of stages to perimenopause. So first up, like it could start like I said, mid 30s, sort of early 40s. And this is where like our hormones kind of goes on a big roller coaster. So we tend to see sort of some of the early stages or early signs
Mhm.
are, feeling fatigued, like really tired, so more than usual. Um, not sleeping and starting to put on weight like around the middle. So if you've always sort of carried weight on your bum and your thighs and all of a sudden you're starting to notice it around the middle, it's kind of a sign that your hormones are sort of changing.
Ah.
So there's sort of like the early signs. Now, the next sort of stage, I guess, is where we tend to get big surges of estrogen. And if we think of, so estrogen, you know, gives us our boobs, it gives us our periods. So, it makes us women effectively. And progesterone, they work really closely together. And if we think of progesterone as our happy hormone, it keeps us calm, stops the anxiety, it's anti-inflammatory, so it tends to stop period pain and things like that. But what happens, we kind of get high levels of estrogen and our progesterone drops. So
Mm.
the imbalance in that ratio of estrogen and progesterone gets bigger. So we start to notice some like crazy symptoms. So maybe our periods are getting heavier and more painful. Maybe they're getting closer together. Maybe we're starting to get, a bit of anxiety. Maybe we're starting to get like snappier and moodier and more cranky than normal. So this is all sort of part of that sort of stage of perimenopause with high estrogen and low progesterone.
I see. I see. Because yeah, like that's only the first two stages already like freaking me out. So
Yeah.
what is the third and the fourth stages?
Yeah. So the next one is, we tend to get sort of our estrogen drops. So we're naturally producing now less estrogen and less progesterone. So this is where we tend to notice like hot flushes kick in, and we start to it's like our internal body temperature or thermal regulator is broken. So hot flushes, a lot of women experience. Your periods at this stage might become lighter and further apart. And then that's where we sort of, they become further and further apart, and that's where we hit menopause after it's been a year of no periods. But I do want to sort of say, like, if you go sort of, and it's not uncommon, you might go 8, 9, 10 months without a period, and you think, oh, okay, it's on the horizon. And then you'll get like a big, I call it the last hurrah for a lot of women, like a really big, heavy, awful period. And then I hate to say it, ladies, your 12 months countdown starts again from that period.
Oh, wow, that's crazy to know.
Yeah, I know. And it's just mad because, we don't understand what's going on with our bodies. And, and medically, we're not sick. So it's a natural transition that we all go through. But, medically, there's sort of not a lot that they can do with us. They can put us on antidepressants if we can keep complaining about it. They can put us on the pill, which really isn't, it's just like a band-aid across the top. So yeah, and then there's HRT as well, which can certainly be, the right types of HRT can be really
What is HRT, if I may ask?
Yeah. So, and I think it's good to sort of talk about it because HRT is hormone replacement therapy, or it's now called MRT. So, menopause, no, MTH, MHT, menopause hormone therapy. And what is available to us now is bioidentical hormones. So this is what we want. And we want to, and look, 30% of women will sail through menopause and barely even notice. 30% will have horrendous symptoms that impact their daily quality of life, and the rest of us will be somewhere in the middle. We might have milder symptoms that are annoying, but it's, we can still get on with life. So not everyone needs HRT. But for the women who, are being impacted, I think there's a lot of stigma around it because previously we thought like there were different forms of HRT, so synthetic HRT, and they used to do estrogen only, and it was a whopping great dose of horse estrogen that they used to get us. And that, they did a big women's study, which was also flawed at the time, but there was a big association with HRT and breast cancer. So, but what's available to us now, if we, have the conversation with our GP about, bioidentical hormones, it's a much safer option and can be, a lot better in symptom relief for a lot of women.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's hearing that term in the form there, and then I don't really understand what it is. So understanding that really, really help us into doing it. So what can we do more about it? Like in the menopause sense, like the perimenopause, and let's focus on that today. What can, yeah, what can we do more about it?
Yeah, so what I think, regardless of, whether you want to go down the HRT option or not, I think it's really important to actually pay attention to our health at this point. So how can we support ourselves nutritionally? So are we, are we eating lots of fresh whole foods? Are we keeping our blood sugar regulated? Because as we sort of lose that, as our hormones decline, we become more susceptible to insulin, we become more susceptible to cortisol and other hormones, which can be detrimental to our health. So it's really important to pay attention, keep our blood sugar regulated, just keep ourselves well nourished, move our body, pay attention to, are we going to bed at a decent hour every night, and, practicing good sleep hygiene. So ladies, no phones in the bedroom.
That would be hard. Like for me, like, honestly, like my phone is next to me all the time and it's bad. I know it's such a
Yeah.
bad habit.
But you sort
And
of think about it, like if sleep is a problem and
yes,
if we're scrolling through, we're sort of giving our brain all these messages. So
yes.
it's going to be really hard to wind down and go to sleep.
Oh, I hear you. It's like the other day, my partner said to me, I was like, oh, it was great that we can have some time to cuddle. So, and then his reply was, yeah, you're not on your phone. And I'm like, yeah, I'm so guilty of that. I'm terrible at that. And all of that. And then put it this way, okay, my defense is that when I'm on my phone, after the end of the day, it's like helping me with my stress level. It helped me to just wind down and do all of that. So that's in my defense, even I know that how bad it is. So how does stress actually impact our hormone?
Yeah, that's a great question. And stress, so we do become more susceptible to the impacts of stress. And I think, by the time we get to our 40s, our 50s, we're busy. We've got a lot going on. So, and I think as women too, we're very capable. So we take more and more things on and we just push through and we push through and we're exhausted and we just keep going, literally until the wheels fall off. So
Mm,
stress can kind of impact, it's sneaky, it sneaks up.
yes.
And I think it can, or I know it can impact our digestive system. It can, create and increase anxiety. It can, stop us, getting a good, decent, restful night's sleep.
Mm,
We get short and snappy with those around us. So we can go from 0 to 100 really quick.
mm,
So yeah, I think, bringing in self-care and bringing in sort of good tools to help you regulate stress, because stress will exacerbate all of our symptoms. So stress will, it's going to make our hot flushes worse. It's going to make our anxiety worse. It's going to make our sleep worse. If we're trying to lose weight, it's our stress hormones that put on weight around our middle because it wants to keep our body safe. So it wants to hold on to that body fat, not let it go. So we can sort of come up against, a lot of, just sort of health conditions can be overcome sort of by, good nutrition, good lifestyle habits, and, managing your stress well.
that's cool. I know that you have a program called the Hormonal Code. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, thanks, Martha. So in the Hormone Code, so this is my signature 12-week program. And what we do is we step you through in baby steps because I know you're busy. So we break it down. So we want to work on getting your energy back, getting those cravings under control. We identify any foods that are causing inflammation and problems with your body. So we want to sort of sort of support your hormones from the inside out. So we want to make
Mm,
sure you're not experiencing any bloating or any
mm,
constipation, diarrhea. So we want your digestive system working well. We want your liver, your lymphatics working well. So you're clearing out all the excess hormones that we don't need. We want to help you manage your stress, get on top of your sleep, and sort of we help you implement those habits and make those changes over the 12 weeks. So rather than going on a diet and it's a complete overhaul of your life and then you come off the diet and everything goes back to how it was, we want
yeah.
to help you implement those habits. So when you come out of the program, you've got the tools then to navigate your way through this whole perimenopause journey.
Oh, that's amazing. And I know that you actually have a VIP option and self-guided option. What are the differences in it? Can you explain to us a bit more?
Yeah, sure. So the VIP option, you work directly with me. So we do online appointments, we do a food sensitivity test for you, we give you the support and the accountability. So have us there holding your hand as you make the changes. So really great for people who have existing health conditions because we do a full hormone assessment and a full health assessment. So great for people who do have health concerns, who do have sort of like big hormonal challenges and need some support. Then the self-guided option is the same sort of process, but it's great for people who just want the right steps to follow and get a better understanding of how to navigate their hormones through
Mm,
through this transition.
Excellent, excellent. It's wonderful that you have two options for people to fit their budget. And I also know that you have payment plans available for people who can actually make this process a lot easier. And
Yeah.
I'm definitely one of them that who are looking at it and like, oh, that's good. Like, that would be something for me. And I love to have someone to guide me through it because as we know, okay, we're all busy and we're all lazy and we have every single excuse available in the planet to when we actually don't want to do something, even that is very important, is good for us. So I love the fact that you provide these two options that we can actually see what we can actually do to actually get our help into it. So I know that we're going to do a menopause and menopause mastery workshop together. So everyone, please stay tuned of what's to come. We're doing a masterclass together all for you. So we're going to work on that very soon. But before we wrap up today's session, is there any other tips that you can give to us, please?
Yeah, sure. So just kind of know that, it is a natural transition, and that we're all going to go through it. And I think one of my girlfriends has like a really good perspective on it. And she'd just finished up breast cancer treatment. And she said, every time she got so the breast cancer treatment put her into instant menopause.
Okay.
And it was pretty brutal. Like I think she was hit with every single symptom under the sun, and it was quite difficult for her. But she said also that every time she got a hot flush or every time she was breaking out in hives and all sorts of things, she would sort of send up a little thank you, that she was actually still here to go through menopause. So she said, it makes me realize that I'm still alive. So just know it's not going to last forever. You will get through it. And I think if we rewrite the narrative that menopause has to be something awful and something terrible,
Yes.
our kids are getting older, they're leaving home. We've got a whole new chapter of
Yeah.
life starting. So I think if
Yeah.
we switch the way we think of it from, a negative, horrible experience to, okay, some parts of it aren't that flash, but, we can definitely, come out the other side for sure.
Oh, I hear you. It's like that what I always say to people. We hold two keys in our hand. One is the key of sorrow and the other one is key of happiness. Depending on what key you're holding, you're gonna open more door relating to happiness or sorrow. So
Yeah.
it is a choice. And I'm so grateful for you and your for sharing all this information with us and giving us the understanding what perimenopause, what is all this is going about. And I really look forward for our masterclass together. So everyone who is listening, who's watching today, stay tuned on our Knowledge is Power Thursday, where we're going to do a masterclass with Kylie over here. And I'm so looking forward to talk to you again. Thank you again for your time today.
All right. My pleasure, Martha. Thanks for having me and thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you. See you guys next week. Bye.